thank you for that moment of me not being around. I was looking for my hat, which is going to be around someplace, but mysteriously not as visible as I thought it would be. So we're just going to do it without it. This will be more of a 20-minute-ish jam. It won't go longer. I mean, if it's going to be midnight in the middle, it's definitely more on the 20-ish minute side. However, we're just going to do a jam and see what happens, and give you a little something, and give me a little something, and give the universe a little something, and there you go. Hope that there's some love and joy in it, and I don't think I need to hope. I know there will be. And that those kinds of things can be shared somehow. So there we go. Thank you all for your ear and your time. I'm going to do a little jam for you, midnight in the middle with Art4Truth. Yeah, that was very timely. And we simply reattach the strap. Make sure it's tight this time. For a while anyway, I hope and then home. Well, we can live with that. And here we go. All right. I'm going to take a moment to acknowledge some very unfortunate things happening in my area with the big fires in Oregon, in California, Washington. They have some kind of surrounding. Haven't heard any immediate warnings in a while. Nothing from my area. We live in a valley that collects things from the atmosphere, such as smoke, and our general vicinity has some of the worst air quality, or the worst air quality in the world for the moment. Deemed hazardous. Don't go out if you don't have to. I know people who've evacuated and lost things. Some very dear friends lost their home. There's talk of intention involved with a lot of these fires. lack of preparedness, a lack of resource to true calamity, not taking the realities of the changing, turning, living earth seriously, nor are we seemingly remembering our contribution to nature, the planet blue, as it should be anyways. So yeah, that's that. I guess I dedicate this jam to fire, those hurt by it, its power, and that these may stop as soon as possible. That we may learn and grow to move forward somehow collectively. And then on that note, squirrels, and insects. They breathe the same air that we do. For the most part. shock and despair for how much we're not prepared is natural. All the more reason to jump up and say, hey, you know what, we can still live properly and learn from our mistakes and so on. But as I observe to some very, to some degrees, what's happening in my area, both the perceived and the factual or more substantiated elements of the situation. There is unrest that will lead to continued dismantling, continued aggressive energy towards any number of systems. And a strange apocalyptic sense of needing to cleanse through catastrophe. Now, to take nothing away from the elements of nature and the other things that have started fires, other human considerations, not necessarily arson or arsonistic, but technology gone wrong or the lack of resource to put out something that could have been taken care of, so on and so forth. Are we really on the brink of worse? Are we on the brink of self-destruction? How much of the epidermis need we peel off and grow from, so to speak? So, anyways, I did do a little bit of a walk, neighborhood kind of just checking things. I heard some car noises. Didn't necessarily sound out of the ordinary, but just whatever how I'm feeling right now, I decided to take a quick walk in the block or so. Saw someone, from what I perceived, was perhaps trying to use or using the bathroom that was across the street in the park. And they drove away. After a little time, nothing really seemed out of the ordinary. I will probably take a quick peek and check again after this little jam. So there's that, anyways. More alert, we are part molecules of this larger entity of life, conscious life, human life, evolving life that will be more than what we just are right now. Has to be. It doesn't make any sense that this is the end. Unless we really, really, really compel ourselves to diminish this and completely obliterate the power of this beautiful gift we have, connected to consciousness, whatever it is we are. Beautiful little blue pearl rock gem in the sky. while we're here and how we can even continue beyond when this particular time-space physical area is gone. So, we must learn. Time to grow. The more we know about things beyond, the more we can put the knowledge of that harmony to the power of that struggle to keep that harmony that does maintain, and all the elements somehow folding in, and really an evolution of where we are, the way we connect and whatnot. This can really bring us to some beautiful place of a greater understanding, resource, respect and use, distribution, and so on. The incentive of mattering in your own voice, as well as connecting to and understanding the some larger parts. There are ways we can really work what we are as humans. We can work, we can evolve, we can maintain what we are and be wonderful. Some of us will evolve and be something different. There may be a really interesting amount of mixing between, we'll call it robotic life. Incorporate everything that's not life as we know it, that's life, but that's the technological kind, in that category, and then interaction with aliens and or other terrestrial beings, our own modifications of said patterns in some way, shape, or form, DNA or whatever it is, whatever it takes. There's the evolution of what we are as people, connecting greater to the mind, doing the things that we can do to build new forms of custodianship and connecting with this planet and bringing life to other levels and learning more. Like, intrinsically, it might be a law of nature about the greater connection of all of life, the other things, the other sides, the other dimensions, and so on. It's so deep, it's so something, it's something that we're connected to. Maybe it's a little fragment of part of the giant web of everything else. Maybe it's some life or everything else. But it is something. We need to grow to understand it more, to live it better in our little ways. Sometimes it takes really trying to get over your problems, everybody has some disconnect in some respect. Some are really working on making it not there. Everybody has a moment. The vast majority of people, I think, have taken influence of things that could be used well, but are connected and mixed up with a bunch of misguided, anti-life protocols and philosophies, and therefore things get weird. There is that energy that would have this beautiful thing not be. It's there. It's just something. We have to work for it and keep it going and strive to be more and evolve. Anyways, it is really hard to know, too, exactly what the right course is to connect people. I always believe art, I think there needs to be a much bigger connection to how we can express and deal with our angry outlets in a way of life that connects to that art, that creative thing, but also a larger purpose. Let's put some real resource, some real ways that people can understand art more in their life, be able to have the ability to live and eat and raise a decent family and have a decent life, be able to have a vocation that doesn't torture them or kill them or beat them down, and be able to still make a living and then have time to work on something that, whether individual and or collective, is a creative process or a growing situation. In the larger sense is where we can find where people would otherwise lose their minds or give it to television or give it to hurting others or not giving a shit or not looking beyond one particular book or focus of things, and so on and so forth. If we can work to find that connection, to how we can all work and find our creative energy in a way that could be gardening, it could be sewing something useful that's artful, putting a little of yourself into what you do, a little creative energy, a little of that zazz, je ne sais quoi, that thing that can be just you. It's true on all levels. Like, some of that may be Da Vinci, Rembrandt, etc., Helmut Clanton, and on levels. On the science side, Einstein, Hawking, etc. levels, there's rabbit holes. There's people who go down rabbit holes. You don't need to go deep down the rabbit hole of the meaning of the universe through art or science to be able to be connected to it, especially the creative aspects of all of the above. Why not, instead of having a situation where people are compelled to put out fires, or we are completely unprepared to deal with the natural ones that happen, and or other type of human error, put energy into preventing these things. We put energy into letting people find a way to be a part of something that matters. We can really, truly reevaluate how we live, the economy, how it is, what we do, how we work together in order to make sure we survive and are satiated in a real way. There's enough resource still for everybody. We have to change a lot of things. Even myself, I look at a lot of the things I do and the power of it, the art and this, and I look at other things going on and I wonder, well, is this enough anymore? Like, what's the next thing? How does this connect to an outreach of sharing and understanding that creative and creation-based connections to life can truly help us through all of this, all of our disharmonious man-made strife. I believe fully I can. I want to put that energy out, and I want more people to see it, discuss it, and use it in their lives. So that's something I definitely plan on putting some real energy into as the end of the year comes upon us. The fall and then the winter, yes, those months. Learning how to continue to grow and connect, be more part of the solution is someone who wants to be will continue to strive to be, I guess. There are ways for all people at all levels to see a little bit more we can all be, and so I'm going to continue to work on that for myself and share all this creative energy with you if I can. And on that note, let me check the time. Definitely past what would be the middle point, I think, as far as I think I'm well over 20 minutes, which is good. If that's the case, then so be it, and happy days. I'll play a little bit more and then bring us out, and there it is. There's my little midnight in the middle word of mouth jam about what's going on a little bit, and connections to solutions, larger and personal. So anyways, thank you all for your ear and your time with this little kind of, oh yeah, hey, there's the time I wanted to do in a jam, let's do it on midnight in the middle sort of thing that just happened. So anyways, on that note, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do some more music playing, slightly different format. Once again, thank you all so much for your ear and your time. It's Art4Truth. There really is a way through art and through an artful living that we can find solutions to so many of our disharmonious and destructive problems. The more people have a connection to that and feel fulfilled in their lives and are fed, have the bare basics, being able to appreciate really what it is to be human and have a chance to connect, to love, to family, to learning something a little bit more than what you just have to do all the time in order to survive. Find our little places, encourage the larger system of that real connection to the creative life force of everything. The other side or another side of science, or a weave through it. A couple of pieces of chewing gum, one continuing to collect molecules in the one part of it, one piece of it continually collecting molecules, and the other piece continually composing molecules. Art and science, one stick of gum at a time. There we go. So, on that note, thank you for this midnight in the middle. I'm recording here in a minute, putting more stuff on YouTube, so check that out if you're interested. Thanks again for your ear and your time.